Hi, Neil Tyson, Right Way Compliance here. I just wanted to give you a very brief overview of the Assessing Customer Finances course that we're starting tomorrow. And just to give you a very brief flavour of what's in store and what you're missing out on if you haven't yet booked. So there's still time to book on this course. Some of the things that we'll be covering. So assessing customer finances from both a money laundering and a responsible gambling perspective. Often two sides of the same coin. We'll be exploring why. We'll be looking at building a financial profile for your customers, looking at income and outgoings as well as capital and liabilities. What does that mean for us in terms of assessing those finances from both responsible gaming and money laundering perspective? And it's how the combination of those elements actually that may give us the clues that we are looking for in terms of identifying risk. We'll look at what the main types of income are, and particularly where that might not be straightforward. So where that income might be fluctuating, for example, or where you're talking about people who are self-employed or company directors. We'll look at all the different forms of self-employment. We'll not turning you into accountants, but we'll go through simple accounts, how to interpret the facts and figures from there, what the warning signs are. Company directors, we'll look at the main different forms of income that a company director can take from their limited company. We'll look at trust funds, we'll look at other complex investments, and we'll explore beneficial ownership and how to identify beneficial owners as opposed to legal owners of different corporate structures. We'll look at the main deductions from income and what that can tell us in terms of an affordability perspective, as well as maybe some of the clues that could link through to in terms of also from a money laundering perspective. We'll look at little tips and tricks. What is it that the tax code can add an individual and their finances? We'll also look at where things are a little bit more complex in terms of complex web of different connections between individuals, companies, properties, and how to analyze that. We'll look at the main forms of capital assets, what that means from a money laundering perspective, but also is there a bearing on affordability from that perspective? We'll look at some basic investigative techniques. We'll look at how different events from somebody's past might actually be the clue to discovering things about their present and future state. So we'll look at those kind of issues. We'll analyze bank accounts. What can they tell us? What might we miss in terms of some of the information, some of the clues that are in there around customer finances? We'll look at connections to other people. How are they important? Why do we need to consider other connected people, not just the player themselves? We'll look at some case studies. This one, we'll look at what the connection is between these two properties and discover how and why for open source information on the internet, looking at particularly information searches around the surface web, but also what might be there in the deep web, and a little bit in terms of some of the dark web as well. So we'll look at red flags, warning signs as to where or why you might need to delve that bit deeper into a customer's finances from both a responsible gaming and money laundering perspective. We have a number of case studies that we'll run through. These are real case studies taken from operators that we've worked with in terms of helping them understand their customer finances. And as well as the live sessions, if that wasn't enough to cover, we've also got some assignments and work for you to do yourselves offline using our online training facility. So if that sounds like something that you would like to get involved with, you've only got a few hours left to be able to book on the course that's starting tomorrow. So please take a look and sign up. All the details will be posted at the bottom of this post. So hopefully see some of you on the course tomorrow. Thank you for listening. Bye.